Jaroslaw Strozyk is the former director of Polish military intelligence, and he joins me on the line live from Wrocław in Poland. Jaroslaw, what would you say is Poland's main concern here? Is it that troops might try an incursion into Poland? And if so, what would the purpose of that be?
Yes, it seems like we have some, let's say, concerns about the Belarusian border since 2021 from the influx of migrants. And that's why we built the wall across the border with Belarus. And we are building the wall with the border with the Kaliningrad Oblast, which is the Russian territory. But to your question, we are afraid of those provocations, like the last helicopters incursion on the 1st of August, as you cited. So there might be, we were also afraid of the Wagner Group mercenaries that came to Belarus a couple of weeks ago. So there are significant threats to Polish border, and we are just enhancing the border guard and just securing our border. So that's the main effort and the main concern.
Right, I want to pick up on a few of the things you just said there, because they kind of link together. So the Polish government said that there's 100 Wagner soldiers positioned close to the Sawalki Gap. Now, this is considered a crucial area, isn't it? Potentially could link Kaliningrad, which you mentioned, and Belarus, and in the process isolate the Baltic states. Just how big a concern is that? You know, why is that strip of land so important strategically?
It was, let's say, invented, the Sawalki Gap, like 10 years ago, and we thought this is a strategic area of or route of supply to the Lithuania and other Baltic states. So that's why this is so crucial. But on the other hand, as you indicated, it was not only 100 Wagner mercenaries, there were a couple thousands of them inside Belarus, with some claims that they can enter the Polish territory. And let's last sentence. We are in a special moment in Polish history or democracy that we are facing elections in 2 months' time. So that's why I believe Putin might have influenced our elections like he did on several occasions in Europe and US.
Do you think the positioning of troops could just be an attempt by Russia to influence those elections in some way, to pressure the current leadership?
Yes, it's a game. Yes, one might say that we are enhancing or we are increasing the number of troops because we want to do something, which is a lie. It's a blatant lie from Russia, from Moscow, because no NATO country invaded or crossed any border with its neighbor. So that's number one. But on the other hand, of course, we are just reacting. As I said, since 2021, we are reacting to the increased threat from Belarus border. Belarus means Russia for us. Let's face the reality. It's Mr. Lukashenko is a Moscow puppet, so nothing more, nothing less.
It's been a common tactic, hasn't it? Countries positioning lots of troops on borders to intimidate other nations, and maybe people always thought that was a bluff. That all changed when Russia went into Ukraine. How likely is it, because this is the big concern, isn't it, that Russia might come into direct conflict with a NATO country? How dangerous is that risk? I mean, would Russia really ever take that chance?
I strongly believe this is very unlikely at this position. Russia has its own problems in Ukraine. Russia is not able to defeat Ukraine, which is quite modest, of course, with the reinforcement of West equipment, but still modest comparing to NATO countries and especially to US capabilities. And let's not forget, we have also 10,000 soldiers of US in Poland and across the eastern flank. So this is not purely about Poland. This is about NATO as well. And we are a member of the strongest alliance in the world.
Jaroslaw, thanks for your input. Jaroslaw Strozyk, former director of Polish military intelligence, giving the assessment of the situation there. Thank you.